and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belinda and this channel name is My Life in Locs. My Life in Locs. I can't say it. I have to laugh at myself. So we're gonna start this over. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belinda and this channel name is My Life in Locs. And today we're going to be talking about the most asked questions that I get on the streets when I see your loc sisters. When I see my loc sisters. These are the questions. I have about 3 or 4 questions that I generally get when I see people on the streets. If that's something that you want to see, just keep on watching. First of all, I wanted to say that I have been locked for 2 whole years. So this is my locs. It's been over 2 years, y'all, but I didn't film at 2 years, but you get the gist. These are my locs at 2 years. So this is the front of my locs. These are the side of my locs. Other side. And these are what my locs look like. So I'm supposed to get a retie next week. So these are what my locs are looking like today. And like I said, I do get a loc retie next week, so I will update you next week after I get my retie and let you know how it looks after a retie. So this is about 4 weeks into my retie. So the most asked questions I get is, how often do you get a retie? So for me, my sweet spot is around 5 weeks. So in the past, I went 6 weeks and I didn't really care for it. I didn't like how it left my hair. Sometimes when you don't get a retie and you have a growth spurt, it's almost like your hair is a little bit hanging. I just didn't like it. So me and my loctician discussed it and I just believe my sweet spot is around 5 weeks. I did try to go 6 weeks because, of course, for the money, for the convenience of not having to go every 5 weeks, I was trying to get an extra weekend, but it didn't work. So for me, like I said, 5 weeks is my sweet spot. So when I first started my loc journey, I had to go every 4 weeks because that's what my loctician required. And she required that for the first maybe 6 to 7 months. But your loctician may be different. I see other videos and other people, and I talk to other people in this loc community, and every loctician is different. So don't go and say, I need a retie every 4 weeks. That's something that needs to be discussed between you and your loctician. So that's on that. So for me and my loctician, I do live here in Indianapolis. My loctician in the very beginning, she wanted me to come every 4 weeks. It kept her aware of what's going on with my hair. It kept me aware of what was going on with my hair. And we went through this process together. So once I reached my year, or about 9 to 10 months in, then I could go to the 6 weeks. Like I said, I did try the 6 weeks, but it was not for me. So my sweet spot is 5 weeks. So the next question that I get all the time is, what products do I have to use? Now I will say, your girl was a product junkie. I'm embarrassed to say how many products that I had pre-locs, but now I only have a few products. So a little backstory on my hair. I do have alopecia, so I don't have any hair here on the sides of my hair. So I started this loc page because I want people to know out there that just because you have some type of imperfection with your hair, whether it's from alopecia, whether it's just from hereditary thinning, whether it's whatever is going on with your hair, that you still can start your loc journey and be successful. I would say that I am very successful with my loc journey. I love my hair. I really love my hair, but I do follow the rules and I do listen to what my personal loctician tells me to do. I've only had one loctician. Some people move around locticians, whatever. I haven't had that to deal with, but I do actually do what she tells me to do because I want my hair to be healthy. I want my hair to be looking good, and I also want to preserve the rest of the hair that I do have that's on my head, which I still have a lot of hair. If you looked at my hair, nobody from the outside can tell that I have alopecia. That's just my own personal story, but I do want to share that because I want people to know, like I said out there, that there is hope. There is hope, and always keep hope alive. Products that I use. We're gonna start with this one because this is the main ingredient. Hope it's focusing there. Focus, focus, focus. It's trying, y'all. All right, so this is rose water. It's by Heritage Store, and I purchased this actually from my loctician, but she gets it from Trader Joe's, so you can pick this up at your local Trader Joe's. Things are going up. I normally pay about $9.99 for this, but it may be a little bit more now. I haven't bought it in a while. I kind of stocked up. And you don't have to use a lot of this. So my other handy dandy product, or something that I use on a daily basis, as I did buy this hair mister, and this is one of the slow misters. I gave you a little mist there, and I like this one because it's not like a stream and it's not like a heavy mist. So I fill this water bottle up with about 1/4 of the rose water, and then I go the rest of the way with actual water. Now I personally use bottled water, but you can do what you want to do. That's just what works for me. I started out that way, and I have always done bottled water, but it's not a requirement. That's just what I do. So I use all of this before I refill it because I want the ratio of rose water and water to stay consistent when I use it. Now, when I tried to use just plain rose water, it left my hair with a crunch, like a crunchy feeling, and I didn't like that. So I had to cut my rose water. Your hair may be able to tolerate pure rose water, but it was too heavy and harsh for me. So that's when I started to dilute it. Now, I've always just used regular water. Like I would use water, kind of wet it or whatever. And then I was trying to just use the rose water to replace regular water, and that was a no-go for me. So you can find your own consistency if you have locks or if you're using rose water. My next product that I use is, focus, 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 is these Kaleidoscope Miracle Drops. So like I said, your girl has alopecia. So I just use these on my affected area, which is in the front of my hairline. I do not use this all over my head. I only use this in my affected area. So when I went to the dermatologist, he told me to try to keep this area like moisturized. So this is just something that I use. I have tried vitamin E oil. I've tried all kind of oils, every oil out there. And this is just something that I had lately. So I'm gonna use this until it's gone. And if you can see it, it's almost gone, and I'll be trying to re-up on something else. My last and final product that I used on a daily basis, and I wouldn't say this is daily, this is as needed, is this one. Okay, it's the Donna's Recipe. It is a sweet potato extra creamy leave-in conditioner, and this is by our girl, our auntie, everyone's favorite auntie, Tabitha Brown. This is her line, and I really like this. Now let me preface this by saying I only put this on this part of my hair, which is the shaft of my hair. I do not put it on my scalp. I repeat, I do not put it on my scalp. So I use about a quarter size on each side and a quarter size in the back, give or take that amount. And I just put it in my hands. I've already missed my hair, and then I work the leave-in conditioner down my hair, and I scrunch it, of course, and I let it absorb. And that is only to give my hair moisture. So in the summertime, of course, you need moisture, and also definitely in the wintertime, you need that little extra added moisture to your hair. I don't use that every day. I repeat, I don't use that every day. I use it as needed. And you have to be careful with building up all those products on your hair, because it not only weighs your hair down, but it gives a buildup. I don't like buildup. Nobody wants buildup. So be mindful of what products you are putting on your hair. I also use a handy dandy scarf at nighttime. I either use a scarf, a bonnet, or I sleep on a satin pillowcase. Do what you like when it comes to that. Really, that prevents the rubbing on your hair, of course, with your cotton. It also prevents, to me, in my personal opinion, it prevents those dust bunnies that come on your hair at night. And dust bunnies, that's what I call them. But they're those dust balls that like kind of attach to your locks, because once you get those in your locks, they are very, very hard to get out. I'm not saying I don't have any. I do have some on the ends, but this just helps me not get like overwhelmed by those dust bunnies. So the next question that I always get is, how is my hair gonna look? Let me look into my magic ball. It's funny that I get that question. I have no magic answer for that. Only God knows how your hair is going to look. But what I will say is that everybody's hair journey and everybody's hair is different. So you cannot look at somebody's hair on the internet. You cannot look at somebody's hair on the street to determine how your hair is going to be. So when you go to your loctician for your initial consultation, those are some things that you and her or him need to discuss. They will let you know like your thick areas or your very dense areas of your hair, which for me, my very dense and heavily populated hair is in the back, and then the front, my hair is thinner. It doesn't necessarily appear like that, and that's not just because I don't have edges. It's just naturally my hair is thinner in the front than it is in the back. So my hair, like I said, in the front, for a long time it looked a lot thinner and more sparse than it did in the back. But now that it's grown out, you really can't tell. I can tell, but you know, it's not a very noticeable thing. So let me show you my hair on the side here, because like I said, I do have alopecia, but you can't like see through my hair on the sides. So there is hope out there. So these are just some of the quick questions that I get when I'm on the street. And I also get a question about the price, but I can't discuss the price because I don't live with you. You don't live with me. I may not be in your same area. So that's something that you will have to research. So it is an investment. Sisterlocks is an investment, and it's your choice if you want to get Sisterlocks, if you want to get micro locks, if you want to get traditional locks. The reason I picked Sisterlocks is because this is something that I always wanted. I did research micro locks. I liked the idea of a Sisterlock person going through some type of training, because as you know, when you perform locks or you put locks in people's hair, officially you don't have to go to school for that because you don't have a chemical. But at least a Sisterlock consultant has went through some type of training in order to get the grid and all the certifications down. So that was just my personal preference. I knew I didn't want traditional locks because I felt like traditional locks would not look good on my hair, because I do have thinning areas and alopecia, so I couldn't get a bigger lock. I had to get a thinner lock, and to me it more conceals my problem areas. So if you have any additional questions or concerns, please drop them in the comments below. Also, I need you to subscribe to my channel, and I will be consistently from this point forward, God willing, I will be consistently uploading things about my sister locks and my sister lock journey, and also my everyday life. And I would love for you to follow along for the journey, because we're in this together. And what I want you to remember, and I want you to take away from this video, is your lock process is your lock process, and your journey is your journey. So do not compare your hair to anyone else's, because it's not going to be the same. And happy sister lock journey, happy lock journey, whatever you're on, and I'm out. Peace, love, and hair grease, but not on your scalp. Bye, y'all.